Hi guys, welcome back to Kosh Trading. I'm Kosh. Quick disclaimer before we begin. The stocks that I analyzed today are not a recommendation to buy, sell or hold any stocks or securities, purely for educational purposes only. And just remember that any stock that I do analyze may hold positions in myself. Now we've got that out of the way, let's get into the stock, FCEL. So the FCEL is grabbing so many headlines lately, purely because of the move that it's made up until today. And really, I want to go over it because there's some fear amongst there. There's some, there's people saying that it might not do so well, etc. So what I like to do is really look at the charts and analyze the price action and see if we can get in a good position. Right, so let's start off as always with the weeklies, analyze on a macro view, and then jump into the dailies and see if we can get a good position that will help us manage our risk to reward. So this is the chart. We're at $24. However, this IPO'd in 1992, I believe. Here we go, 1992. Yeah. And it's had a hell of a run since. So obviously it's gone up, what are these, 8,000 or whatever it is. But there had been stock splits or reverse stock splits or all of that stuff. But we don't really need to concentrate up here. If we get up to the $7,000 per share, we'll be happy with that. So stuff that we want to be cognizant of is what we're dealing with around our sort of kind of price range at the moment, and where we need to be able to anticipate where the next resistance is. So of course we can see big resistance around here, the 177 mark. Let's just put that over here because that's probably going to be the most recent one and the most appropriate one. So I like to kind of know where the big resistance are, and the big resistance are around this mark here, which is 128. And if we can get to about 128, I think I'll be happy with that also. Obviously you've got some small window ones here where you've got pivotal points where kind of it's touch, bounce, but it couldn't hold that level. It's tried to retest, and it couldn't. So we can kind of understand that when it gets to that 92.20 range, that there is likely to be some resistance and some testing going on. But whilst we're at that 23 range, the more closer resistance is probably the one down here, which is where is that? That's about 56, maybe a little bit lower than that. Here we go. That's about 54 right now. So what we do have is a good run. If we can beat this 29, which happened in October 2017, and where the last resistance was, if we can beat that range, we could literally see a good run of 80%, and that's double your money sort of territory. And I'll be happy with that if we can literally pass this 29.88 range, and we're not far from it. And that's the good thing about it. We're not far from it. We're as always, I like to consider resistance or support as an area, and this is the area. As we can see, we're in and around that area, and this is where we need to really try and beat. So that's where we are in terms of the overall picture of FCEL. This white area is the sort of consolidation and the sort of area that we need to be able to overcome for us to be able to see this 88 or 80% sort of percentage up growth. Yeah. But what we can see in the weekly charts is from around November, we can see institutions piling in. This isn't your average. Your average person coming in with 781 million pounds worth of investments in the worth of volume. So we're seeing great. Especially this one here was a start, but you can see some sort of accumulation going on throughout that period where it was around the sort of penny stocks. but this isn't any penny stock at the moment. You can see that, you know, there's huge institutional backing behind that. And the backing of institutions are significant because we can then have some we can have a flow of a chart pattern, and that's what allows the stock to be orderly, and you know, we can make sense of it. So I mean, for what I can see is a sort of upwards trend going on here. I could probably expect some sort of consolidation, etc. Like these bars here, 1, 2, 3. Probably expect 1, 2, 3 before going up to the next leg. But let's see what the dailies say, and then we can start aiming in and looking for a way to get in, and if we can get in a little bit more cheaper where it's going to have a good risk to reward. Automatically what stands out is this point here and this point here, because this is what computer algorithms are looking at. Where are the chart patterns? And I can see that one here and that one here. I can also see this one here and this one here, and they're literally sticking out, and that's what we want to analyze. Where is the best place to get in, and what are other people looking at? I believe this one might be a long shot, but that's the high and that's the high here, and you know, we'll see where that goes. But the best one is for now to see this sort of tube and see where it's running. In fact, we'll leave the other one just to give us some sort of price indication up here, and we can see that with the previous resistance and the two chart patterns, that it could potentially reach up to there. Doesn't mean it will, but this sort of area I'd be looking to take a lot of profits out from, because we can expect some sort of confluence up here. Yeah. In fact, I'll just leave that. Here we go. Right, so what's happened is every time it's touched this area, it's bounced around, bounce, and now we're here. What makes this so significant? We can see that there was a lot of price action going on around here. So if I just take this out just a little bit, maybe 4 hour. Can we see on the 4 hour? Yeah, that's fine. That 4 hour chart looks good. And we can see there was a lot of resistance up here before it came here. It's kind of consolidated a little bit before making the next leg up, which was amazing, because that was a 20% gain before it slowly stair-stepped down. Now what we want to see is, can it get some support around these sort of marks here? And this is exactly where it's at, the 23.10 mark, where it's trying to get some support, and that's exactly where the yellow line is from our sort of ascending support, which is 1, and then we're back here again. So can we try and get some consolidation, or even some sort of action going on here, so that we can break out? Well, I wouldn't say break out, but so that we can touch this sort of support. I'm sure that once it touches that sort of support, it'll bounce back up again. But what we're looking for is really breakout from this pattern here, so that we can break out from the 29. Let's go back into the dailies. Let's take that out here and see if we can kind of run up that way. Yeah. Okay, well, that's FCEL, and that's the price action itself. What we can look at is the volume here. From when the institutions came in, what's been happening to the volume slowly? It's been tapering down from here to here. It's definitely been tapering down, but more on the short term, we can see from here to here it's been tapering down, which means although there was a big red bar here, there wasn't much selling going on, which is a really good bullish indication that although the price has dropped on a red bar, it gives us a way to get in, and there wasn't many people selling here. On breakout day, obviously we want to see a lot more volume come back in. RSI is slowly dropping. We can probably tell that I like to see the RSI go down to about 50 generally. It's I don't want to see it go lower than 50. 50 plus kind of gives you an indication that there is momentum in the stock, and that's what we trade, momentum. And last but not least, we kind of want to see where the RSIs are, the moving averages are in conjunction with this. So the moving averages are doing well. We're letting the 20 moving average, is that the EMA? Yeah, that's the 20 EMA. Every time it's touched here, 1, 2, can it get support on the next one down? And if it can get support, it just shows there's some institutional backing behind it, and if it does get to that angle, it pushes back up. Again, it's all above the 200, 50, 29, so it's all bearing well to go up to the next leg. And that's about all. If you've got any questions on FCEL, again, I think that when the market has gone down like it has today, the SPY took a really big drop today. It went down, I believe. Sorry, I've been doing some analysis on the SPY today, but yeah, at one point it did go down about 0.67, and the VIX went up to about 11%. So yeah, on these sort of days, expect some of these shares to go down, especially when there's fear in the market. But you need to take advantage of when there's fear in the market, and you can already see on the intraday pattern. If I reset this and I delete all of the chart patterns except for that one there, which is where we are looking for support in around this sort of region here anyway. Whoops. On the 5 minutes, or let's do 15 minutes, reset, you can see that as it's come back down to this sort of region here, it's got a nice dragon stick here, and literally has tried to pull out back up here. It's going to come and test this sort of region here. Is that the 2310 region? 2310 is down here. Okay, the 2374. So it's going to come back and test here and see if it can get support again, or maybe down here. We might have to dig into the 5 minute stock here, but yeah, we can expect it to make 1 high, 2 high, and I want to see it now stepping up. 1, 2, and then back up again. Is that in the yellow? I'll take it back to the dailies. Okay, you won't be able to see that on the dailies. But that's the fuel cell. If you've got any questions, do let me know, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a like and a subscribe. It's really helping build the channel. Loads of new subscribers recently, so if you're liking the content, help us grow the channel, and I'll get more videos out like this. Thank you.